What is up, you wonderful people? Got a couple requests to talk about how to cinematic vlog on an iPhone, how I do it. First things first, what does cinematic mean? How am I using it? What are you gonna learn in this video? Let's do that. Cinematic, what do I mean by it? Casey says it one way, Dan May says it one way, L Mill says it another way, but we're all saying the same thing. I mostly mean narrative structure. And yes, I'm gonna talk about how I get good looking shots, how I get visually stunning stuff. But first and foremost, I mean, when I say cinematic, a story. Also, I just gotta say, like, this is stock camera app, just wide angle lens on the iPhone 11. Absolutely insane. The way that Casey says it is narrative structure, setup, conflict, resolution. Dan May says it a slightly different way. Impact, communication. What's his third thing? I gotta look at my phone. Dan says it impact, communication, persuasion. L Mill says it vision, setup, event. I say it a slightly different way. It's all narrative structure. Plot is introduced, then you got some sort of crisis or complication, then you got a resolution. The way that I say, you gotta remember HAP, and I think that this translates a little bit better to internet video. First you got the hook, then you got the adventure, then you got the payoff. Let me break those three down for you. I should also say, you're seeing how I'm doing this because this Logan's here, just like shooting for me. So that's how I'm showing you how I'm doing this. He's on an EOS R. I'm trying to make the point you can make these things on any camera. The hook, the setup, the premise for the video. What is the viewer going to get when they watch it? Is it a vlog? Is it the tutorial? Is it some sort of thing in between? The hook is opening a loop that your viewer wants to have closed in their mind before they click away from the video. The stronger the hook, the better the chance that someone's gonna watch it the whole way through. This video, the hook is, how do I make a cinematic video? I wanna watch to the end to figure out how to do it. A little tip on the actual shooting of this thing, you always wanna get interesting shots, novel shots. Like, it might seem super normal to you. Even though they seem normal to you, might seem gorgeous to us. So crossing underneath a bridge on a one wheel pretty fast, the wide angle of this lens, it's interesting, it's compelling, it's new, the sun setting, the water is glistening. Show us things in a way that is visually stunning, but make sure that it's driving the narrative structure of the video when you do it. I got a couple of requests on how to do slow motion on the iPhone. Key is, it needs to be fast, there needs to be movement in it. And what I like to do with slow motion is get a little bit of slow movement with me, as well as whatever you're shooting is moving. So you can see some movement in the foreground because of the way that I'm moving the camera, and then also you can see movement in the background. On an iPhone or any phone, you wanna lock exposure so you're not getting any weird flickering. Also, how's the audio right now? Because like we're next to a highway and a waterfall, I bet you can hear because this mic is good. You can hear because this mic is good. All right, ready? Then you always wanna review your shot. If there's one thing I learned in 365 days of doing this, it's just get the shot. You can go get it again, especially if it's scenery or whatever. If it's other people, it can be harder, but I got pretty good at being like, let's do that again. I remember there was times when I made people do stuff 3 or 4 times in a row just to get the shot, and it made the vlog. Yeah, like, no regrets. One of the tricks that you can use if you're vlogging on a phone and you don't have a Logan to be getting second shots of you or like getting some of that pristine, amazing stuff that you're trying to get that you just don't have the time or the budget to get, Storyblocks. They're the sponsor for this video. Storyblocks, thanks so much for sponsoring. It really means a lot. Great for stock footage, templates, motion templates, After Effects, whatever you need, check out Storyblocks for all of that. Storyblocks, thanks again. Come on, come on. Also look at this. Look at that bridge. Get something that you can attach to the camera. So this is a little bit of a hybrid. This is a Switchpod that I just got today from VidSummit. If you're coming to VidSummit, you're getting one of these, so get hyped about that. And if you're not coming to VidSummit, you should come to VidSummit. Logan, you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Mixed with this Joby ball head because I still like to be able to change the angle of it. It just gives you a little bit more of a stable shot. It gives you something to hold on to. That was a long way of saying attach something to the phone that helps you hold the phone. Obviously, I'm using adventure a bit loosely here. In this video, the adventure is, how's Cody gonna make a cinematic video about making a cinematic video? This is honestly one of the easiest ways to create adventures. Just tell someone what you want to do and then get them there doing it. And you know, if you're moving around, if you're having a fun time, you can consider that the adventure. The harder way, but the more compelling way, and a lot of times this happens in post, this happens after the fact, but see the natural problems, crises, things that you have to go through or the subject of the video has to go through in their real life, show those in a way, in a compelling way, using music, using editing, using dramatic irony, a way that makes it tense, makes it exciting, makes it into an adventure. That's what gets you from the hook to the payoff. I don't know what that shot's gonna look like. On my last video that I made with this, crazy HDR thing happened. It might be happening again right now. You tell me in the comments, I'm sure you will. We're starting to get into territory of testing the low light capabilities of this wide angle lens, which as I've stated before, isn't great. Let's talk about the payoff. The payoff, showcase it in a way that is as rewarding as possible. You wanna give your viewer exactly what they want, and if it's the type of payoff that can come all at once in one massive climactic moment, that's fantastic. A lot of times that can't happen. A lot of times it's kind of gradually throughout the video, but the payoff is super crucial for getting your viewer to do whatever it is you want them to do, whether it's have a good day, whether it's subscribe, whether it's take some other sort of action. The last tip that I want to give you in terms of making something visually stunning is capture emotion. As much as people call me a good cinematographer or ask me questions about how I make videos the way that I do, so much of it comes from just my ability to interact with the people around me, my ability to interact with the camera as a friend, as a person, because I know that you're on the other side of it. Capturing emotion, real, raw, authentic emotion is one of the most compelling ways to make something visually stunning, because we all love to connect with and see that real stuff on the screen. You gotta pick up the camera and start shooting something, start making something. It doesn't matter if it's muddy, it doesn't matter if the HDR is off or if there's a train in the background. Like, we just wanna connect with you. We wanna know about the stories that are going on around you. There's compelling and amazing stuff out there that you can share with the world. Just start sharing it, okay? At the very top of the description is a link to Storyblocks. Highly recommend you check them out. Below that, there's gonna be links to the videos where some of those other creators that I mentioned talk about how they create compelling cinematic videos. Have you watched Amber's videos yet? Because you should. Logan.
What's up?
Thanks for shooting this vid for me, dude.
Of course.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty.